Hi there. In this video, we're going to learn about the CAP IP exam, how to prepare for it, and the resources that will be available to you once you register for the exam. So you can see on my screen, I'm at the website for IAAP. Here in the address bar, you can type in IAAP-HQ for headquarters.org. All right, once you're there, go ahead and click the Learn tab to advance to see all of the different learning opportunities that the IAAP organization has for us. Scroll down until you see Certification. Now, the highest level of certification for people in our profession is the CAP exam. Think of lots of professions where certification sort of advances your career. Accounting is a well-known profession where this happens. You can work as an accountant, but when you're a certified accountant, it sort of takes you to that next level. That's the same that's true for us. You can work in the field and really have a great career path in front of you. Certification just designates that you have mastered the skills, knowledge, the tools that allow you to work at peak performance in your profession. So that's what certification does for us. Now, again, the CAP exam, the full exam, go ahead and click where it says Certified Administrative Professional CAP. Go ahead and click that link. That full exam, because it means so much to our profession, that's a really big exam. Okay, so before you take that exam, what we're talking about now is the CAP IP. IP stands for in progress. You can sort of think of this exam as like the junior exam. It's similar to the full CAP exam, except for it's at a much smaller scale. And so it's like the junior exam before you take the big CAP exam. Okay, so scroll down until you see CAP IP and go ahead and click that link. That's going to take you to the web page that tells you all of the information about registering for and taking the CAP IP exam. Scroll down until you see the 3 different levels of registration. Currently in this term, our students are using the basic level, and you can see all that includes there. But there's others, and you can pick the level that fits your needs. Scroll down a little bit more and you'll find information about the exam, about the practice exam, about the study guide, lots of great information there. This will acquaint you with the CAP IP exam. Now, when you're ready to commit to the exam and you register for the exam, the IAAP organization will, once you register, you'll have an account that'll give you access to the tools and the study materials and all of that. Okay, so let's advance to that next step. I'm going to pretend that I've registered for the CAP IP exam and I want to access the materials to get ready to study and take the exam. Okay, so I am here. Now I have to think about it for just a second. Give me a minute here. I'm going to click on, is it under Learn? I'm going to click on the Learn tab at the top. This is right, and I'm going to scroll down until I see the online learning portal here. So it's the online learning portal. When I see this link, then I'm ready to click. Now, for the online learning portal, what you see on my screen, this is not public information. You have to log in to be able to see your specific information. So again, at this next step, I'm pretending that I have registered and I've paid and committed to taking the CAP IP exam. Okay, and you can see I've already logged in. It has Welcome Penny Johnson. That's me up at the top. All right, so I'm going to go to my dashboard. I've logged in, so I see my dashboard. If you see my dashboard, it means you haven't logged in. Click up at the top to log in or sign into your account. Then you'll see my dashboard. Let's go ahead and click that one. It'll have information about the full CAP exam, and it'll have information about the CAP IP exam. And so it gives you access to whatever you've registered for. And you can see that I have access to the CAP IP study guide. And you can see I've already actually been accessing the study guide. I've been studying. So scroll down until you see the CAP Study Guide e-reader 12-month subscription. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. That's going to launch me to the link for the e-reader, and I'm going to click launch. So here is the study guide. The study guide is just a book. Technically, you can actually pay for the printed version of this book if you want to. It's a very big book, so it's expensive, but you're not stuck with the e-reader if that's not the best tool for you. I'm happy with the e-reader. It's very similar to the e-textbooks that we use in our courses. In fact, it's McGraw-Hill, which is a publisher that we use for other textbooks in our courses. It gives you an overview here first, and then you have an overview video for you to watch. There are frequently asked questions. I'm going to click those at the left. You should peruse those. And then you have the instructions for accessing the e-reader. Well, I'm already in, so I'm going to skip those two. All right, now I'm ready. See this link at the left? The CAP Study Guide e-reader. So the study guide, as I mentioned, is actually a book. It's 244 pages. It's a big book. It's divided into 7 modules, or chapters, right? We could call those chapters. The first module tells you how to prepare to study. So it talks to you about things like, do you have test anxiety? That's the first chapter. I'm going to hit cancel here, sorry, and I'm going to show the table of contents at the left. Let me try that one more time. Here it is. So I'm going to skip all the preamble information here. Talks to you about why to get certification, some of the things I told you. It tells you about the exam. Talks to you about how the exam is structured, understanding the exam. All right, and here we go, chapter 1. So chapter 1, as I mentioned, tips for studying, text anxiety, managing your time. Then chapter 2 contains all of the material for the different areas that you will actually study for the exam. So to prepare for the exam, open this e-study guide and study these pages. There are 6 domains. Domain 1 is organizational communication. Domain 2, business writing and document production. Domain 3, technology and information. I need to go to the next page. let me go to the next page. Domain 4, office and records management. And you sort of see how the different domains line up with the classes that you've already taken. So that's why it's the perfect time for you to take the CAP IP exam, is this knowledge is current and fresh in your mind. Domain 5, one other thing I want to mention is that we have this odd mismatch, right? I'm on domain 5, but it's chapter 6. Why is there a mismatch? Because chapter 1 was all about how to study. All right, so domain 5, event and project management. Domain 6, it's our last one, operational functions. That's a little bit of an odd name. It's things like things that you've learned along the way, not in any specific class, but things like terminology for financial functions, right? You've had the accounting class, knowledge of budgets, staffing, hiring practice, human resources, generational diversity, right? So you've had these kinds of things sprinkled among a lot of classes. And some of them you might not remember. Some specific things you might not have been taught in any given class. That's why you're studying this study guide. That's how you prepare for the exam, is that you walk through, you read all of the pages in the study guide, and you study along the way. Okay, I want to show you one other thing. This is not a book that you're going to just read and expect to pass the exam. This is a book that you're going to study, and then you'll pass the exam. So while you're reading the pages, you are going to take notes and study the material in whatever method that helps you prepare for the exam. So you can see in my notebook, I like to take handwritten notes. So I'm reading the study guide and I'm taking notes and I'm going through that way. And that's how I'm preparing for the exam. Then a couple of days before the exam, I'm going through my notes, I'm highlighting, I'm putting circles and squares, I'm drawing, and I'm studying my notes to prepare for the exam. So that's a big overview of the CAP IP process, the materials that you have available to you, and how you prepare for the exam. I'm going to go back, let's see if I can go back one layer here. Actually, let me try this guy. Nope, I'm going to try this guy. Oh no, one more. So in the online learning portal, let's see, I'm going to click my dashboard again. In that basic level that we looked at earlier, you also have access to a practice exam. I'm going to see if there's information here about the practice exam. I don't see it at this time. However, I have not yet completed the study guide. So step 1 is to complete the study guide. Step 2, if you want, you get to take the practice exam. It's roughly 200 questions, multiple choice. You have, if I remember correctly, you have 2 hours to complete that practice exam, and it's a good prep session for taking the real exam. All right, feel free to let us know if you have any questions or if you need any more information.